In this tutorial, we look at how to approve a participant's registration using the International Online Record Book. Before we start, we need to review some updated Duke of Ed terminology, which has changed for consistency with the terminology used in the International Online Record Book. This is now Duke of Ed standard terminology and will be used across all of our support and promotional materials. To approve a participant's registration to do the award online, you need to log into your award leader view of the International Online Record Book through our website www.dukeofed.com.au. Using the login portal on the top right hand side of the home page, enter your username and password and press login. If you've not yet registered to the International Online Record Book, you won't yet have a username and password to access the system. For more information, you can watch the video tutorial registering to the International Online Record Book. Once you've logged into the International Online Record Book, you'll be taken to your award leader homepage. Within your to-do list on the right-hand side of the page, you have 3 entries for participant registrations, and this shows all registrations sitting within any of the phases that registration goes through before it's completed. This allows you as an award leader to identify where registrations may be sitting. The details that show when you click the participant registration confirm email list will show the registrations that are waiting for the participants to validate their emails. For registrations which have indicated that parental consent for doing the award will be given online, are waiting for the parent or guardian to do so. The items linked to the participant registration assessment list are the registrations that have all information required in the registration and are ready for you to approve. Each of the items in the to-do list is a link to another page where you will find more detail. We can see from the number in the brackets that there's 3 registrations at this status ready for approval. When you click on the participant registration assessment link, you're taken through to a detailed list of each of those registrations, and as you can see, there are 3 registrations on this page. So there are a number of things that we can do with this page to manage the information before we do anything, because if you have a number of people on this list, you may want to sort them or find certain detail about them. So you can sort this list by first name, last name, just using these little icons at the side of each heading in the columns. So if I want to sort by last name, because I know the participants who I want to approve because they've given me payment, for example, and I need to be able to sort through my list and find their names, I can sort by last name. I could sort by all of my participants who haven't done a previous award, etc., etc. So on this page I can view more detail about each of these registrations. If I click view, it'll take me to a page that will show me all of the information that each participant has entered on their registration form. I'm also able to change or update information the participant has entered on the registration if that information is not correct. So for example, if I know Teresa has registered for bronze but she really should be registering for silver, I can change that here. And she did her bronze in a paper book before she came online, so I change that there. It's also at this point that I allocate an award leader. So if there's only one award leader in your organisation, there will only be one option here, but for this organisation, this award unit, there are multiple award leaders. And here you enter the award start date. Now this is really important because the participants won't be able to enter activities prior to this date. So it has to be the date at which you agreed for them to start. Once you're happy with the information for the registration form to be complete, press save. So you'll notice after pressing save that the details for that registration are still on the page. On pressing save, the information doesn't move. So don't feel that something is wrong if the information doesn't go away. If we're not happy with a registration, if the information is wrong, or the participant is not old enough, that they don't meet the requirements of the award, There's also a not approved status that you can select, and an email will be triggered to that applicant to advise them that they've not been approved. So we approved 2 registrations in that session, and we can see when we come back to our home page, that assessment list has updated and it's only got 1 left. The system doesn't send notifications to let you know that there's been a registration. It requires you to be logging in and checking your to-do list. If any of your participants seem stuck in the process of the registration, you're able to help them out with your access on the online record book. So for example, if a participant comes to you and says they've never received the validation email that comes after they've submitted their registration, you can have a look in your confirm email list just to check that they've put the correct email address in the system. If they can confirm with you what their correct email address is, you're able to edit the information in here and move the registration on to the next process, which is parental approval. And we can see now that we've pushed Marcus's registration through to the next process. And you're also able to edit registrations at this phase of the process to help push through to be approved. So as an example, Marcus has on his registration form entered that his parents or guardian will give consent via online record book, which means as part of the registration, his parents receive an email with a link in it that they click to provide approval. Now it may be for some reason that the parents are not getting this email. So what you're able to do is to change the option of how the parent or guardian is going to give approval. And once you have that approval in writing, you can change the registration, you can push it through to the assessment phase. So if we go back to the home page, back to our to-do list, we can see that now Marcus's registration that we've pushed through from the email validation, we've pushed through the parental consent phase, and now it's sitting waiting for your approval to give him access to the International Online Record Book. That brings us to the end of the tutorial around approving registrations for participants. If you experience any technical issues while you're trying to approve registrations for participants, contact our IORB Help Desk support team by email on orb@dukeofed.com.au or by phone on 1300 438 537. For any other information you'd like about the International Online Record Book, please look at our website www.dukeofed.com.au